Good evening. This is Ned Oshiro. As part of series to help establish better understanding between Japanese and non-Japanese, especially those foreign workers who came to Japan under the program so-called Economic Partnership Agreement, which was signed between Japan and quite a number of for the Southeast Asian countries, and also the so-called technical intern training technical internship training program, and lastly the specified skill visa, which was introduced in April 2019. So this is the update on what's happening around foreign workers living in Japan. So that's the series. I think I did about a week ago, the last time I did. So it's just continuation of that series. Okay. Now, first of all, 3 days ago, 3rd of this month, JICA, which is abbreviation for Japan International Cooperation Agency, a part of the Japanese uh, government, corporate organization, held a seminar, online seminar in Tokyo on how to change visa status and also prospective jobs, um, mainly targeting at the Vietnamese in Japan. Most of these are the total of 118 Vietnamese attended this online meetup, online seminar. I'm sorry, got mixed up with something else. Anyway, this 118 Vietnamese currently living in Japan joined this online seminar, and this 118 people, Vietnamese, were scheduled to return to their home country when the worldwide COVID-19 uh, pandemic struck Japan. So they couldn't go back to their own Vietnam, mainly because that Vietnam itself put the ban on entry into the country for all nationalities, including its own country people, uh, to prevent the spreading of this COVID-19. So these Vietnamese were stuck in Japan, but since they have to earn some ways to make their own living, or to make their ends meet, they but they didn't have any place to go. So, but the Japanese government itself has introduced and acted into law, the law specified temporary visa, which would allow those foreign workers who are scheduled to return to their country after finishing this Japanese government sponsored program, but they can stay here in Japan for just temporary short period of time, which I don't remember, but 9 months or so, something like that. But that figure is not clear because you have to check it. But probably, but just so short temporary visa status, and this hopefully this visa would allow them to look for a job while you're here in Japan. But the not many people, because of their lack of the knowledge in Japanese linguistics, was not easy for them to be able to find a job. So this seminar itself was sponsored by co-sponsored by 19 Japanese firms, mainly from food manufacturing and what's that caregiving and agricultural industries. They, of course, these industries are most struck hard here in Japan, and they, and on top of that, they're also looking for some manpower because the situation those industries are facing here in Japan is that due to the fact of the low wages and lack of benefits, not many Japanese people are interested in joining these companies or industries. That's why these industries are looking for manpower among those, foreign workers here in Japan. That's the reason. And also, this seminar was actually organized upon request from the Vietnamese embassy in Tokyo. So most of the attendees were Vietnamese. Currently, according to this embassy, Vietnamese embassy, about 20,000 Vietnamese unable to return to their country because of this, COVID-19. Also, their own country, Vietnam itself, blocked anybody from coming into their country. And these 19 Japanese firms positively and the thinking about the hiring these Vietnamese. So they scheduled to hold some sort of job interviews after that seminar, which I don't remember. I don't have the information right now. Okay, and I'm going to what I'm doing right now is the tidbits of what's happening here in Japan related to these foreign workers in Japan, so that you can get yourself updated on what's happening, and perhaps there might be some useful information for you, so that especially in this COVID-19 era, perhaps that I might be able to help you provide information about jobs and other regulations related to this the working here in Japan, especially for foreign workers. And I just want also and another news is that the interesting news is that the Foreign Employment Support Center, although this is a literal translation of this Chinese character, so I don't know whether exactly this is real true official naming for this organization, but this organization put out free video on specified skill visa for Visa 1 for caregiving and food service industries, and regarding how to study for skill assessment tests on specified skill visa. Just for information, specified skill visa requires any applicants to take two tests. One is Japanese language proficiency test, which measures the level of that applicant's knowledge, proficiency in Japanese language. Secondly, the applicant's knowledge of a particular industry-related terminology. For example, if you're thinking about getting into the caregiving or caregiving industry, perhaps you have to learn specific terms or jargon or terminology related to that caregiving in business, so that once you start working in that field, you'll be able to make a diary and also make the daily report, which is kind of requirement for those caregivers to provide information on what the status of each of the patients they assigned to cover take care. So I thought that may be very useful, this, information. So I will put that, I'll put it down this, this website on the bottom, the column. So if you're interested in, you can look it up later. Okay. See, so this is the video itself. I haven't watched it yet, but the video itself is designed to provide information on how to study for this skill assessment test on specified skill visa 1. The next one. This is the National Association for Global and Open-Minded Communities, which was set up on October 8, 2020, last year, mainly designed to help provide information related to the Japanese industries, which are target for those, foreign workers coming to Japan under the special program sponsored by the Japanese government. They're trying to, the reason being that, although Japanese government itself provided the information about how to recruit and how much would it cost you to recruit, so for all other, but the information related to this recruitment of foreign workers who wants to come to Japan, but they never had it. The government itself has not, it doesn't have any organization which is mainly designed to deal with the handling of some social issues or the issues related to the actual living of these foreign workers in Japan. So this organization is hoping to help these foreign workers facing such issues related to the whatever the social concerns or problems they face. So I thought maybe this is a good. I thought in information. And the Japanese government has recently started, recently put out, this idea of finding people and businesses who failed to comply with the restrictions to be imposed by Japanese government. Mainly because that, despite, Japanese government efforts and over the past almost year or so to prevent the spreading of this COVID-19, the daily infections in Japan has been rising steadily. So maybe see, Japan, normally there is no such thing as kind of the compelling, the laws. Japanese government itself has been asking its people not to go out unless you have an essential, reason or some special reason to go out. And other than that, when you go to do shopping and also go out to buy drugs or medicine, whatever. So it's the government itself has been asking its people to stay at home, and there is no law or limiting or restricting the people's movement or actions, but because the fact that because the daily infections numbers have been rising quite exponentially over the past 2-3 weeks, Japanese government has finally decided to put out some sort of restrictions on the fines for those people and businesses who do not comply with this request or regulations. And Japan has reported the record high of about 1.72 million people, which are in 1.72 million foreign workers in Japan in October 2020, which is about 4% boost from year before. These numbers comprise of 550,000 for non-Japanese who have the permanent, visa or permanent resident, or the spouses of Japanese nationalities. And this number is followed by foreign technical interns. The number comes to at 400,000, about 400,000. And lastly, followed by this newly introduced specified skill visa, which stands at 7,000. Okay, that's it for today's the updating. But it's fragmented news up and down. Although, see, I'm always keep eye on these local news, especially Japanese articles, which are not covered in major national dailies, so that perhaps this might be helpful for you to have a better insight into this situation facing foreign workers. Thank you very much. Bye now.